First, giving all praises and honor to our Father, Yahweh Bashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. All praises due. Double honors to my King, my Lord, and my Shepherd, KD, the Wada King, for edifying us as a body and keeping us in this truth and knowledge. Shalom. Shalom to my Rod of Iron family, my Israelite family. My name is Mahir Malika, and welcome to the Akwath channel, Daughters with Daggers, where we continuously seek edification from the truth of the scriptures. So, sisters, we're going to talk today. A lot of stuff that I've been seeing going up and down my timeline has been very disturbing. And it has a lot to do where our kids are being either disrespectful, our kids are being placed in positions that is actually child abuse. And just seeing just the things that are occurring with our babies, with our youth. So I wanted to talk to you today about that. So what I'm going to do, the title the information that we're going to be talking about today is the danger of bringing up children in a toxic environment. It's the danger of bringing up children in a toxic environment. As you know, we're in this captivity, and it is showing in our children that we see daily, whether it's on TikTok, YouTube, any social media platform, you always see some of these things. So I'm going to show you a few videos to share with you some of the things that were very disturbing to me, and then we're going to talk about it. So the first one is, let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up. The first one you're going to see is a baby smoking weed. Let me see if I can put it up here so you guys can see it. I'm going to take it off the charger. Okay, let me pull it back a little bit.
Come on, little baby. He federal as fuck. Ooh, yeah. Come on, little baby. He federal as fuck. Ooh, yeah.
Okay, you guys see that? And it's 3 babies. Now, these heifers have been arrested. Come to find out they were babysitting for the mother. However, 3 babies. These people are passing around a joint and laughing and seeing these 3 babies puffing on the joint. Okay? If that doesn't piss you off, I don't know what would. I get we're in this captivity, but raising children in this toxic ass environment. Excuse my language, but I don't know where other way to put it. So I have another video that we're going to look at that I want to share with you guys. Let me bring it up.
This one is going to have...
Okay, Salakia. Okay, so let me pull it up.
Child abuse.
Okay. So let me bypass.
Next.
So let me select your
Next
sister.
clip is a mother is though twerking for tickets at a Chuck E. Cheese. Take a look.
Okay. Oh wait.
What? Hey, twerk it. Drop it low. Drop it low. Go, Chucky. Go, Chucky.
This is...
Okay. So you see the young lady, little girl, our precious little girl. Mom is encouraging her to twerk as the mom is throwing tickets. If you guys don't have children, haven't been to Chuck E. Cheese, tickets are what you win in order for you to turn in for prizes. So mom is using that as a symbolism of a woman stripping at a strip club where she's getting those dollars thrown on her. She's throwing tickets on her daughter. And then you see little girl twerking on Chuck E. Cheese himself. Toxic environment. Mom is encouraging her daughter, sexualizing her daughter for likes, because this gets on there, people like it, people watching it, they getting so many views of it. A daughter is twerking and she thinks it's okay and it's funny, and she's tossing tickets on her as if she's a stripper. Okay, she's encouraging this behavior. Then she wonders why, when they grow up, she has to they go toe to toe, head fist to fist, because of this right here. This is what you're encouraging. Okay, so I have another video. I want you to see where the purpose of this video and what we need to talk. We need to talk today. Okay. So in this video, you're gonna see a little boy eating with his grandma and his sister. One of the ox posted this on Facebook, and when I saw it, my stomach tossed and turned, because it shows the importance of the men of the Lord, and it shows the importance of us as teachers, as models for our children. So we're gonna look at this. Let me play this for you.
Sit down. You gotta put this away. No, I'm got my stuff. Breathe. No, my fuck got my stuff, bitch. Don't touch you, girl. Fuck touch my stuff. It's just fucking, girl. Stop putting it right, okay? Don't record.
Stop.
It's a spit. Stop doing that. No, I'm fucking out. It's fucking embarrassing. Look at all these fucking people laughing. Is that fucking embarrassing? Bitch, what the fuck? Get my food out, dumbass up. Oh, yo! Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. You got your food there, okay? You got food for myself. It's just cut. Stop. Stop screaming. Because I'm gonna hurt you. Stop. You think it's funny? Everybody thinks it's funny. You think it's funny? Everybody thinks it's funny. It's not funny at all. It's fucking embarrassing. People don't understand why they're fucking idiots. Why are you an idiot? Give me the pickles! Give me the...
Speaking.
You see that? And you know what's worse is you have obviously some people that decided to film this, and they sound like men, and they see this little boy cursing at his grandma and his sister. Granted, sister also her mouth. They feel that it's okay to do these things in front of her. To get likes, world star, you hear them shouting in the back, and you can see the stress on the granny. And instead of them maybe, stepping in or even saying or acknowledging something, they're laughing, which encourages the child, because he's sitting there, he thinking it's okay. Yeah, I'm getting, they laughing at me. Any kind of kid, they get that, whether it's negative or positive attention. And so he starts to continue on and go further. Toxic environment. Our children, we're seeing whether it doesn't even matter where they are, we're losing some of them. And it's because of the way that the things that they see, the things that they've been taught. They're looking at their environment. They're looking at us as their mothers, and as their family, and as their parents. They're watching us, so they emulating the things that they see that we are doing. You know, he's throwing up gang signs. He's talking about cuz and all this stuff. Knowing he don't know what the heck he's talking about, but because that's what he's seeing, he's been taught. You know, that's what he knows. Okay. So I'm going to give you some scriptures. I'm going to talk about some scriptures to take a moment to talk about the videos and our children. Okay. Okay, family. So let's go to Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. And it reads, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." So as parents, it is our duty to teach our children. It's our duty to model, to give instruction, to show them how to live, to show them the difference between right and wrong. We are placed in their path to help them to know what is appropriate and what is not. That is our duty, and that's what we are to do with our babies. What is happening, you know, as we're seeing in these days, the things that we're teaching them is not a power. The things that we're teaching them is leading them to destruction. And the things that we're teaching them is not giving them life. It's actually, like I said, it's causing them to be destructive. And that's why it's important for us to know that whatever we train in, whatever we're teaching them, whatever we're showing them, be expecting that to return and to be happening, because they emulate what we show them. Okay, they do what we do. You know, people used to always say, don't do what I do, but it's hard to do what you're doing. Don't do it. You know, especially if it's something that you know is gonna, you know, produce something negative, nothing positive. So let's go to Proverbs chapter 29, verse 17. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 17. "Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. Yea, he shall give delight unto the soul." So we need to discipline our children, but it has to start at infancy. It cannot start when they're 5, 6, 7, or we're trying to do it when they're in their teenage years and things like that. No, it has to start from when they are born. We have to start talking to them. We have to start letting them know the difference between right and wrong. Going back to the video. So looking at the video, the first one with the weed, they're passing around the joints to the kids. Okay. Then what do you expect that to happen? Their brains are still forming. So you're giving them marijuana while their brains are still forming. And then you're wondering why, when they go to school, their attention span is 0. Then you're wondering why when they grow up, you can't tell them nothing. You know, I've seen it in my own family where children are fighting their mothers, because they feel that they can. You can't tell them what to do because guess what? You raised them as if they were your sister or your brother instead of their parent, you being a parent. And so now the disrespect is there. And so whenever you try to be mom at the time, they're not trying to hear what you have to say. So that's where they feel that they can go toe-to-toe with you because they feel that they're your equal when they're not your equal. They're your child. Okay? Respect starts at infancy, at birth. Okay? We need to discipline them. We need to start that when they are young. Okay? In Proverbs 29:17, Solomon tells us that when we discipline our children, our lives will be a little bit easier. The reason to be a little bit easier because we're teaching them and training them in a way that they should go. And they will not depart from it. We're training them up. But we're training them up with godliness. And we're training them up with... Now, I know in having this conversation, okay, Mahir, really? Like, I know that you know, you're not perfect. No, I'm not. And the things that I'm speaking of from personal experiences and seeing it myself, you know, me growing up. You know, there's a difference between discipline and there's also a difference between abuse. Okay? So talking about discipline first has to start with you as a parent. You have to know to discipline yourself. Okay, so we can't teach anyone or train anyone when we need the training and teaching ourselves. Because the stuff that we're showing them is probably some stuff that we learned from others. So we have to check ourselves first. Okay, so let me give you a precept for that. And then we'll get more into this. So if you can go to Romans chapter 2, verse 21. Romans chapter 2, verse 21. Romans chapter 2, verse 21, and it reads, Thou therefore which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? Thou that preachest a man should not steal, dost thou steal? So this tells us right here, how can we do anything or teach or train when we're doing the same things? I remember I was in a Won't Do It church. Oh, Lord, you know. And my brother had an issue with alcohol. And so me thinking, you know, yes, I was in a Won't Do It church. I was everything. So I was in a choir stand. And in the choir stand, I see my brother come in. I'm excited. My heart was all jumping for joy, everything, you know, because I'm like happy. Like, oh, my brother's here. You know, finally he coming, right? Because I'm thinking that he's going to receive something to help deliver him, right? So he comes up, he comes to sit on the front row. So I'm like, okay, cool. He's right in the front because they always say you want to get into close to the fire. Yeah, close to the fire, right? So he sits down. I'm like, yes. But then all of a sudden I see some deacons swoop on him. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So the deacons whispered something to him. And the next thing I know, my brother leaves. I am pissed. I'm sitting in the choir stand like, what the heck just happened, right? And so I went to one of my brothers who just so my other brother happened to be a minister. And I was livid because I'm like, I thought as a body, as a church or whatever at that time, we're supposed to embrace those that are like that in order to help them through whatever vice it is that they're dealing with and going through, right? And so he told me, well, it's hard because at the pastor, it's hard for the pastor to talk to somebody or teach somebody about alcoholism when they're doing the same thing. I said, wow. That right there stuck to me. How can you teach someone not to do those things when you're doing the same thing? Because it convicts you. You can't. The only way that you can teach it is not do it, not participate in it, or even let it go. Yes, I did those things. However, now I've been delivered and those things been removed from me. Now I do some other stuff. Totally different, right? So first step in disciplining is disciplining ourselves. So we have to think about, what are we teaching our children? You know, looking at the videos. What were they teaching the children when they smoked that weed? They was teaching them it's okay to smoke weed. It was teaching them, oh, here, if you ever feeling any type of way, this is what's going to happen. You know, they're saying, oh, he's lethargic, or oh, look at him, he's out of it. They're laughing. Yeah, his little brain, you just put a whole bunch of marijuana in his brain. You're just damaged his brain. Okay? That's what you taught him and her. It was 3 of them. And guess what? Now they're going to be wanting that. So thinking about the little girl that's twerking in the video. What is mom teaching her? You know, I see TikTok videos where you see the kids twerking with their moms. Or the moms sitting there letting the girls twerk, and the little girls are dressed like adults with makeup, and they're babies. Babies. You know, and then they wonder when they grow up, or they wonder why, unfortunately, these nasty pedophile molesters look at them. They look at them like the piece of meat that you're saying that they are when you put them up on there like that. That's not cute. It's not cute to hear a child cursing their mom out or acting like they see Bumquisha or someone act, you know, out there. You know, it's not okay. That's what you're teaching them. But then you expect them to be people of, you know, great people when they grow up. You expect them to be, I'm trying to think of the word, society, someone that can adapt, someone that, you know, can become something better than what their situation or circumstance was. And they can't do it because, 1, they have weed in their system, their brain is done. And number 2, you teaching them to be something that they're, you know, teaching them something else, twerking. That's not cute. To get likes for entertainment, because, you know, some people are now using TikTok as a way of means of making money, and they're using their kids in that. And that's not cute, though. You know, it's not cute, and it's sad. We're in a sad state. Now, going to smoking weed. We have teenagers, we have kids, you know, they're growing up, and we like, you can't smoke that weed. You're a kid, you can't smoke, but yet you see me light up. What are we trying to teach them? Are we trying to teach them, oh, you know what, you can't do it until you're an adult, or you can't do it because I do it, don't do what I do? No, that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes, sisters. They will do what we do. We're the first teachers. We are the ones that help mold them with the help of Yahweh Bashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. And definitely with the guidance of our men of the Lord. That's why they're so important in this. They're very important to this part. Okay? Because our children need us as a whole. However, women, are times that these things may not happen. And I want to get into it further. I just don't want to make our time go by, so I'm going to do this in a 2-part. But I do want to say that, and just a reminder, that discipline, when we're disciplining our children, it involves instruction. It involves teaching. That's why it's important for us to not be doing the things that we're trying to get them to understand and for them not to do. So when we're disciplining, we're in that moment of maybe we're spanking them, whatever it is that you do. Now, there's a difference between discipline and abuse, okay? You can't beat them, but you can correct them. It's supposed to be used in love, and it's supposed to be used as a love way of correcting your children. So that means explaining to them why you're doing what it is that you're doing. So if you are, you know, let me give you an example. So if our daughter came home late, and we didn't know that she came home late or something like that, and it's something that she knows she's supposed to be in here before those street lights come on, and we have to come look for you because this world, because it's, you know, it's scary out there, right? Disciplining her for her safety. Look, this is why we put this in place, because you need to be in here at a time, because once it gets dark outside and once things change outside, that's when your safety comes to play. So now I have to give you this discipline moment, because I need you to understand how serious for me, because I love you, that I have to do this, because I need for you to not do it again. This is to protect you. Okay, this is to make sure you're okay and safe. There's a reason and a purpose for it. Now, beating someone or beating them down or anything and not even giving them any instruction or letting them know what's happening, that's totally different story. That's not discipline. Discipline comes with love and it comes with correction. Okay, so I'm going to make this a two-parter. So I'm going to log off right now, and we're going to come back with part 2 of this. So I want to say shalom to my sisters. This is just a way for us all, as myself, and I'm going to share in our next segment of this video, how this, as far as myself, so that way you get an understanding. I'm not coming from a place of I'm up here. I'm coming from a place of I've been there, I experienced this, and coming from a place of, you know, my growth as well. So I love you guys with my whole heart, and stand by for part 2. Shalom, sisters.